When a guy feels undervalued, when he realizes that the woman is playing with his feelings, there comes a point where he has to decide. It's time to take action, to show attitudes that will open her eyes. Let's get serious about this now and show what happens when we simply lose interest in a woman and stop investing in her. If you think this will make her leave you alone and look for someone else, you're very mistaken. Most of the time, it only makes her cling even more. So, let's go. First point, she loses control. When a woman dominates a guy with games or other schemes, she never imagines he'll escape her clutches. The relationship is built entirely on delicate threads of manipulation and mind games, where every step is calculated to maintain total control. She engages in a power game, thinking her influence is unbeatable and that the guy will remain ensnared in her web forever. But when the guy shows he's no longer interested, a myriad of emotions collide in her world. She finds herself in an emotional abyss, where all the security she thought she had simply vanishes. What was supposed to be a strong and firm relationship dissolves like sand through the fingers. The sensation of losing control is devastating, a blow to the ego that doesn't stop bleeding. Then she tries everything to regain what she considers hers, pretending to be nice and helpful, trying to win the guy back with gestures that seem altruistic. She becomes almost an angel, willing to do anything to keep him, even if it means suffocating his freedom and individuality. But behind this nice demeanor lies a cunning manipulator, determined to regain control at any cost. Second point, the guy's value stands out. As I often say, we only value something when we lose it, and in relationships, this is no exception. When a woman insists on making the guy's life hell, knowing full well she's wrong, eventually he loses interest. She's filled with regret, but it's too late. There's nothing more that can be done. She realizes she's lost the guy and that no matter how much she wants to, there's no turning back, because the guy recognizes his own worth and knows he deserves much more. That's when his true value shines, when he decides to step away and move on without her. Everything she enjoyed, all the privileges, are gone. The guy shows he's no longer hers, no longer willing to put up with her whims because he's worth more than that. He emotionally untangles himself and moves away to pursue his own happiness. Meanwhile, the woman faces a cruel mirror, seeing all the actions that made her lose the guy she loved. She feels a terrible emptiness, realizing that what was once normal is now an unbearable absence. The weight of regret is a heavy burden as she laments the missed opportunities and mistakes. But as much as she wants the guy back, she faces the harsh reality that the consequences of her actions are irreversible. The guy's value only becomes clear when he decides to leave, leaving her behind with memories of a love that's gone. Third point, they want what they can't have. You've probably noticed that most women are interested in guys who couldn't care less about them. Those who are always trying to please are often just looking for benefits. But the guy they truly love is the one who seems impossible to reach, who doesn't give them the time of day. This happens because they desire what they can't have. They want to conquer what's more difficult, because their egos need a challenge. When a guy shows disinterest, when their conquest plans fail, the woman's ego takes a hit, and they don't easily accept it. Faced with a lack of interest, the woman can become even more determined and ready to conquer because she doesn't accept the idea of losing the guy. It's as if the challenge becomes more exciting, making her relentlessly pursue the attention and affection of that guy who seems out of reach. Every guy has a funny story about a determined woman who pursued him when he was with someone else, or when he stopped chasing her. These women are driven by the idea that if they can conquer a guy who initially didn't care, they've achieved a personal victory and boosted their own ego. The dynamics of relationships often become a dance between desire and rejection, where the forbidden becomes irresistibly attractive. Fourth point, the power of indifference. One of the greatest mysteries of relationships is the power of indifference. Sometimes, when someone is too available and always trying to please, they end up pushing away those they're trying to win over. On the other hand, when someone shows they couldn't care less, that they're chill, it can inexplicably spark interest in the minds of those seeking attention and validation. Indifference can be a strong weapon in seduction. When someone remains calm and confident, not constantly seeking approval or attention from others, it creates mystery, intrigue. The person who can maintain their own emotional independence and autonomy exerts an irresistible magnetism over others, who are drawn to the challenge of winning over someone who seemingly doesn't need them. But it's important to remember that indifference isn't the same as being insensitive or lacking empathy. You have to find a balance between showing genuine interest and maintaining emotionally independent stance. Those who master the power of indifference can attract and conquer anyone they want without getting involved in manipulation games or overdoing displays of affection. I hope these reflections on the complicated mazes of relationships have been helpful. If you enjoyed the content and want more insights like this, don't forget to give that like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any new videos. And don't forget to share with friends who can also benefit from this information. Until next time, may your relationships always be filled with love and understanding.